What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to be back. Hope you all are having a great day. It's Wednesday, December 13th, 8:30 a.m. And just got a big old pop on gold here as we start our Wednesday morning. And it's good to be back on the stream. It's good to be back on the charts with you guys. I'm Venator Trading. This is the 10K to $2 million funding challenge, at least through the end of the year. And yeah, hope you guys are doing good. Missed you the last couple days. Hope you've had a good week. Give me some updates over there in the chat on how everything has been going on your trading accounts. We've had a couple people post some certificates over in the Discord, so congrats to all of those guys racking up funded accounts. I do have a little update here, and that is not doing Apex. So this is a Top Step account I'm on, and after going back and forth and trying to figure out how to adapt my trading style to the live equity trailing drawdown that Apex has, it's just ridiculous. For instance, getting in this, like if I was in this trade right now and I just got this pop, I would be at break even. But if you were trading Apex, you wouldn't be able. I probably would have closed this trade out right here because I would have been so scared that trailing drawdown was following me up. And so they're super cheap, and there's a reason why. It's because they want you just to keep buying and resetting the account over and over and over again. I know there are people that have passed. I know there are people that have used Apex. But it makes no sense for me in my trading style to constantly be fighting the trailing drawdown. Top Step doesn't do that. So 100K account on Top Step here. And we're just, all I've done is I've had this account for, I got it Friday, I think, but I haven't taken any trades until this morning. I took just a little scalp here on gold, just to check the execution of it all and everything. So, but doing Top Step. So John, yeah, you finally got me over to the dark side. We're on Top Step. And I'm going to try it again just through the end of the year. We will do a Forex challenge at the beginning of the year again with Bespoke. But for right now, I have enjoyed the execution. I've really enjoyed trading on the future stuff. It's been great. It's been a good change. Not gonna say I warned you. It's been good. So I've had no problems with it. So yeah, it's we're gonna see how this goes. But the nice thing with Top Step is that they have end of day. Their drawdown goes up, and then you have it's based on your end of day. So if I was in this trade and I was at break even right now, and this came back and took me out of break even, this move right here doesn't count against me, which is logical. Like that's how trading actually works. And where Apex would punish you for not closing this trade out anywhere on this move up, they would punish you. And yeah, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not saying I'll never not do Apex again. When it's super cheap and you can get a 100K account for $15, I mean, it may be worth doing it again and just taking a shot. Because once you're funded on Apex, the drawdown, just like Top Step will follow your balance up to your initial account balance, and then it freezes. So same with Top Step does the same thing, even though it's based on end of day, not on position open, so equity. So, and Top Step just is a lot cleaner. Their dashboard's cleaner, actually gives you all the stats and information you need on your dashboard. It's just more, yeah. So that's what we're doing right now, trading a little Top Step account. I won't be able to stay on the stream live too long today. I do have meetings at my job this morning that I'm going to have to get to. So we'll probably be able to stay on for about 45 minutes to an hour, maybe. We'll see how it goes. But I do have other things I got to take care of this morning. So, but it's just good to be back with you guys. Missed hanging out with y'all. John, Onsab, Cisco, and whoever else is in here. Good morning. Thank you guys for being here. John's always first. John just goes to each of the scheduled streams and says first to like, suck it on every single one. So I appreciate you, John. Brad, I hope you forgive me for being absent yesterday. Hope it doesn't impact my year-end bonus. Feels like you need to be a scalper. You need to be a scalper, and I mean, I don't even know if 1-to-1 is a good ratio. Like, depending on how much you risk, 1-to-1, really anything over 1-to-1, and I feel like I'm in just danger of losing my drawdown all the time. And holding a position is just not an option. It's just not an option. Like, you can't hold. You could literally lose your challenge and never lose a trade. And you could lose below the evaluation by never losing a trade. And that's stupid. That's absolutely asinine to me. So we're gonna give Top Step a go and see how it rolls. So let's jump up here and let's just do some higher time frame analysis and see what's going on. We'll start with gold here. We've got FOMC later today. I'm really not expecting much out of the morning session here, and I really think we're probably just going to range, which is another reason it's probably going to be a short stream today. Until FOMC gives us its information about how they're viewing rate cuts or rate increases or rate holds or whatever it is they decide to tell us today, the market's probably just going to whip around, seek and destroy profile, create liquidity up until that point, and then it's gonna run. So yeah, scalping. If you're trying to trade this early morning session, I would look for very short, sharp moves. Get in and get out. You're probably not going to get extended runs or expansions on any higher time frames until after FOMC today. So let it be what it is. Because I'm doing the Top Step account with futures, I'll probably trade through next week. Next week will probably be the last week, and then we're into the Christmas holidays, and then you're into New Year's. So we'll probably for sure do one more week of streaming next week. We'll probably do a full week, Monday through Friday next week. So we'll do Wednesday, we'll do tomorrow and Friday. We'll do our account giveaway Friday. And then next week we'll probably do 2 accounts since we're going to miss the last couple of weeks. We'll do 2 giveaways next week since we'll miss the last couple of weeks of December there. But so yeah, anyway, gold. So we had this huge spike up. This is the daily time frame, huge spike up, and then we've come back down pretty aggressively back into this range after sweeping this liquidity up here on the daily time frame. We have created equal lows off of today's low and the low on November the 20th, Monday, November 20th. We have relative equal lows down here now. We've taken out Monday's low and Tuesday's low. Yesterday was an inside day, so we've taken out the low that was created on Monday. This could be the low of the week. It is Wednesday. But again, it's going to be, FOMC is going to decide a lot of that, I think. For me, it wouldn't surprise me if we get a fill back up into this inverted fair value gap right here. It's teeny tiny, but this is where I would be looking for gold to draw on this morning. Obviously, previous day high is always going to be a pivotal point there. But right below that is this small inverted daily fair value gap right here. I wish it would lock on to, hold on, those dogs are about to freak out. All right, we're safe. Everything's good. Anyway, I think this inverted fair value gap could be our draw on liquidity. And if you, oh my gosh. My Lord. Must have been another dog walking by out there outside the apartment. Anyway, I think this daily inverted fair value gap here will be what we could draw up into today. So we'll see how that goes. On the 1 hour time frame, you can see we've swept liquidity aggressively displaced back above. We're now breaking above the overnight highs so far. And yeah, so if I was gonna trade gold, and I have taken a couple scalps on gold the last few days, and they've been nice. Uh, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for here. Next potential area of trouble would be this fair value gap here on the 1 hour time frame, I think. So we'll just see how that plays out there. Let's go over to oil. Let's take a look and see what oil's done. Oil has been in a massive downtrend, still continuously. Last week, a couple weeks ago, and then the end of last week, we had a little rally, and then we dumped yesterday. Thursday, Friday, Monday, and then Tuesday we dumped. We took out these swing lows over here. There's still some larger swings over here. If we get a pullback, maybe up into this volume imbalance right here, potentially today. If you look on the 4 hour time frame, we have an obvious, nice, large fair value gap up here that we could react off of and push price lower if we're going to stay in that downtrend. I think we do get back up into that 4 hour fair value gap. So if that was the case, you could be looking for lower time frame fair value gaps to try to get into. There were some nice moves coming up here on just decent OTE entries, fair value gap entries, whatever you want to do to catch some of this counter trend move here. We broke structure. We closed above, came back down into some fair value gaps, volume imbalances, and took off. So potentially you could see a higher time, just a little bit higher push here. And if it wants to come back down after getting into that 4 hour fair value gap, cool. Until then, you could just look to potentially find a pullback here up into these highs over here. So you can just draw out this line right there. And that's your level drawn liquidity, I think, for oil before it wants to reverse here. If it wants to make new lows, I think we get up into this level first. So could be looking at that. ES, look at ES. ES, well, that's not tradable. You don't want to have anything to do with that. NQ, pretty much the same. Did get a pop up at 8:30. Swept liquidity. It's just, why do anything until after the news? I mean, if you get a pattern that you see, you get an. I just would be, again, looking for very tight short positions on any moves. We've taken buy side. You have very clean sell side. You have a lot of fair value gaps, so it could just as easily reverse here and come straight back down. Everything's been super bullish. NQ and ES, just daily time frame. I mean, we just keep ripping higher. It doesn't matter what kind of news we get. It doesn't matter what's happening. it's just ripping higher. So you don't want to try to get into the game of calling tops. You're going to want to try and find ways to participate in the trend. So we've had a gap up, and yeah, let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see. Not too keen. ES is sitting inside this volume imbalance over here. This big gap is considered a volume imbalance, and we're just going to see how it responds after that. Do we get a closure today above that? Does it want to push price back down? FOMC is going to have a lot to do with that as well later. So for now, we sit and watch and wait. Sit and watch and wait. All right, so gold rejecting down off of its high here. Coming up, ripping above this buy side liquidity. If we get a closure down here below this swing level, then you could anticipate price coming back down into some of these fair value gaps, I think. But aggressive run on liquidity and aggressive displacement lower is what we're getting right now. So very quick hit up, very quick hit down. We had a 5-minute fair value gap violation on this inverted fair value gap right here, and it's just now coming back down perfectly to wick in into that. We'll see how it responds to this. This is basically a breaker because you had your last up close candles before you run liquidity and then aggressive displacement away. And it's coming back down into that breaker here along with that inverted fair value gap. So could see price go higher now after refilling that balance. All right. That's all the analysis I'm going to do for right now. We're just going to chill and watch charts and we'll see what happens. What's up, Red? What's up, Dunamis? Good morning. Who doesn't love gold? Shadow trades, what's going on? Full leverage, 5-minute time frame trades, baby, only on competition. That's right. All seems wonky. New contracts. Yep, new contracts. That's the one part about futures that I'm still getting used to is checking the volume and open interest on the CEMEgroup.com website so you know when to move over to the next contract. You're still trading the same products. It's just you have to put a different symbol in, a different date. It's all good. When would the contracts expire and what letter is the new one? So we're still on F, which is the, I think, February contract for oil. ES has moved over to, this should be H, I believe. I don't know why. This should be ESH. I don't know why it's on. I need to just add. Should be ESH. There we go. The March contract. Let me go ahead and just put that in there. I need to take this one off. That's what I need to do. I need to take these out. I need to take that one out. That one out. That one out. I need to take all these out and add in the new. I can keep those. All right. So let's add. ES will be ESH, March contract. So we'll add that. ESH4. And then we will add in QH, in QH4. And then we can add the, actually, I think the Forex pairs are still on the December until this week. This week, it's still on the, when I looked this morning, the Euro is still on the December's contract right here. It still had the higher volume, and the same with the pound. Is still, December still had the higher contract. So we'll stick with those. All right, so there we go. Now we're good. So March contract for the S&P and for the Nas still on December for euro and pound. Gold is on March, I believe. No, what's a G? Is that February? I don't know. It's still whatever the G is GCG 2024. I believe it's probably February, maybe. Could be March. I don't know. Those are all right though, based on the open interest of what we're doing. Going to Top Step. See you, John. I can't stand to watch it, John. Their analysis is different. I tuned in just to say hello to you there. Everybody go say hi to John in the Top Step chat. Every no's different is bad. All right. See if we get a closure above that 5-minute fair value gap, and then we could look to see if it wants to be bullish. We could look at least to take out those highs for a quick scalp. And if it closes below this big fair value gap, we could look for the opposite. So we're just looking for a violation of fair value gaps, and then we could potentially look to scalp there. If oil wants to reach up into that liquidity, I would be looking for a reversal after that. Failure to displace above these highs here. Displaced above these highs. Kind of trickled down, and then we got our pop up there. So we're just kind of waiting. I'm in no hurry to do anything right now. Just chilling. Just chilling. We have gotten now here the last couple, the 8:30. We did get a pop up through all the overnight highs. We still have a lot of clean liquidity to the overnight lows. Obviously, some fair value gaps on NQ, and pretty much the same story here on ES. Just a lot of clean sell side with some fair value gaps underneath here. So for me, where might be we reaching up into daily time frame. This is the gap here, body to body. Excuse me, sorry about that. And we had a gap up here as well, so could have a fill there. What's up, Ben? How's everybody's challenges and accounts going as we finish out the year? Let me know in the chat how you guys have been faring on your trading. How have things been going for you guys? Would you look into order flow if you were going to continue trading futures? Do you think candlesticks is enough? I think candlesticks is fine. I don't think you need order flow. The liquidity, smart money, ICT concepts are not, you're not considering order flow. You're considering price action and the actual printing of price. So yeah, I don't get into order flow. I don't have any desire to. I'm going to stick with the concepts I know. What's up, Gareth? Good morning, sir. Welcome in, buddy. So TradingView account, by the way, just so you guys can see, we do have this Top Step account going right here. And I just took one little scalp there just to test execution and make sure everything was connected up TradingView to the actual Top Step account. So I guess I can leave that up just a little bit so you can see it. NQ reaching into highs here that we haven't been in for a while, if at all, ever. So we're in uncharted territory here. So we'll just wait and watch and see what happens on that. All right, so we did get a 5-minute inverted closure here on this fair value gap. If we drop down, could potentially look to take a scalp here. Just back up into these highs. So this would be here's your 5-minute fair value gap right here. We got a closure below it. So any move back up now, I would look for it to take out that high there. We've traded back down into it. So far we've had on the 1-minute time frame respecting of that 5-minute fair value gap.
Stop filled.
Taking micro positions here. Very small, $100 risk. 0.1%. Yeah, price action is just ranging. Just got funded for the first time ever passed on Monday Top Step. Yeah, Dunamis, that was awesome, man. I believe I saw you. Did you post that? You posted that in the chat, I believe, in the Discord. So, way to go, man. It's an incredible feeling when you've worked so hard and so long to get to a certain place in your trading career, and then you finally get that little breakthrough moment where you know you cross that finish line, and it's just an incredible feeling. It really is. So I remember the first time that I passed a challenge and got funded that, and I ended up blowing that account. The first funded account I blew pretty quickly. But just the fact that you could get to it and you made it happen, right, is kind of the point, and it's just very cool. So congrats, man. That's awesome. Nice little test of this inverted 5-minute fair value gap. This was a bearish 5-minute fair value gap. It should have held price down. This bullish 5-minute fair value gap has supported price. As we broke through this 5-minute, it came right back down, retested the inversion, and has sent price back up. And all I did was wait for while price was inside that fair value gap. If it was going to respect it, I put my order, a stop order, above it, so that if it was going to be respected, we would get in as price began to rally off of that inverted fair value gap. So coming into the 9 o'clock hour here, we'll see if we get just a little pop up. I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm just going to leave it there. 0.1 risk is fine. I'm not going to move my stop there on that small of a risk of position size there. I'm just going to let it roll. See how it plays out. Came right back down into that, right, retested that inverted fair value gap right here one more time to the tick. I'd like to see it take out the high of that 15-minute candle here. I'm not even looking for it to get up to the hourly position, just like to see it take out that 15-minute high. Probably only going to stay on about another 20 minutes, y'all, today. Just a pretty quick stream here. Tomorrow, I think we can do a longer stream. Let me see. I need to check, though. With these later starts, I have other stuff that happens into my day. Yeah, tomorrow will probably be another short stream. And then Friday, we can go pretty long on Friday. So, a couple quick short streams here in the morning for today and tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. What's up, Beeswax? Welcome in, man. Good to have you back. John's already gone. John has gone over to the Top Step stream. He doesn't watch us once Top Step's on. He goes to his first and only true love. All right, we should be able to take out that 15-minute high here. Nope, couldn't do it. This 5-minute candle is about to end, and then we'll see if we can get one more little push on the next 5-minute candle. One more little push. John is a trader in every sense of the word, pun intended. I'm gonna go ahead and close. It was at 1:30, which is my profit. There it is. Perfect. Bam. Winner, chicken dinner. Nice little scalp. We went into the Gilded Gals and we had a good time. Quick little dance. That's all. Just a quick little dance. GG, everybody. All right, so now we're going to jump back up here to the 5-minute time frame. And I'm going to what's oil doing? Oil pulling back before it reaches up into, it didn't reach up into that 4-hour fair value gap right here. That's where I thought it might want to reach up into, but has left it behind. $30-minute fair value gap here. Took out the previous day low, reversed up, previous day high. Oh, this is a 4-hour fair value gap. Previous day high is way up here. Had a big day, big move down yesterday on oil. So what I'm going to be looking for is a violation of a 5-minute fair value gap here. If it wants to run up into this high, which has been bullish all morning. So depending on wherever this candle closes is if it leaves behind a fair value gap. If we get a bullish move back up into that, we could potentially look for a scalp up on that as well. Any violations of that fair value gap to the downside might be a good shorting opportunity into the overnight lows. So keep an eye on that. NQ, what do we have on the 5-minute time frame here? Tiny little baby gap right there. See how that goes. Clean lows below us. What's up, Corey? Welcome in, buddy. If you get a violation of this bullish fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame, you can play the inversion down into those lows. So we'll just watch and wait. Got a quick little scalp in already on gold. Nice little 1 to 1.5 risk. One tiny one above. Are you talking about on an NQ or where? Oh, yeah, there's one right there on the 5-minute on NQ. You're right. Thank you, Dunamis. Tiny baby gap here as well on NQ. All right, guys, I've got another 10 minutes and then probably going to have to call it a day today. Going 1 for 1 on the scalps so far. All right, so here is your little 5-minute fair value gap on oil. If you get a closure above this fair value gap, you could look to run it higher. This is a pullback, right? So we've been in this is a counter trend move to the daily time frame, but you've been in this big pullback. There's obvious liquidity in a fair value gap right above this. So my play on this would be a scalp up into this area. So if you could get, or at least the high, make a new high for the day. So if you get a closure above this fair value gap, then you could drop down and wait for a 1 minute pullback into this fair value gap, put a stop above it, and then when it runs, you get a move up into a new high, and you could catch a scalp off of this. Shadow's still in the gold long. No, I'm not gonna long this yet. I mean, maybe you could. If I did, I'd probably want to do it off of this one, off of this 5 minute order block down here. If I was gonna long a fair value gap, it would make more sense for me to do that there, or get a pullback down into this. With this big wick, I would treat this whole area as a fair value gap right here. And there's one on the 15 minute underneath. So you get a swing up, just looking for price to come back down. If you're going to buy this, I would wait for price to come back down below these fair value gaps on the 15 minute time frame. 30 minutes leaving behind a massive wick right now, our big huge candle as well. So I wouldn't buy off of that top 5 minute fair value gap, no. But if it violated it, you could potentially scalp it short into this larger time frame candle body if you got a break of that. And again, for me, gold, if it broke this 5 minute fair value gap here, potentially could look for a scalp down into that swing low here. Thanks, Onsab. Yes, it was a good scalp off of a 5 minute inverted fair value gap right here. This one right here. Oil tried to close up above there but could not, so still did not violate this fair value gap. It's holding price down. You would want a body candle closure above this before you would want to consider price resuming its bullish current daily trend. Been good, man. Been good. I haven't streamed. This is the first stream of the week. Actually, we didn't stream Monday or Tuesday this week, so Monday I just didn't want to trade. honestly just didn't want to get on the market. And because I was starting so late, I had some stuff early in the day. I just couldn't get to it. And then yesterday I was exhausted because I was up all night with that stupid sick dog. So what's up, Muhammad? Started futures a couple weeks ago, and just gonna finish the year out with it. We'll pick back up with a Forex bespoke funded challenge in January, but I'm just gonna finish out because I'm only gonna trade. I'm not gonna start a challenge on futures. I mean on Forex again. This close to the end of the year, so just trying out the futures. I figured with the end of the year here, let's just check it out, and I've actually enjoyed it. It's been good. So maybe we'll do both at the same time, but currently, this right now is the plan. The good thing that I've experienced with futures so far is the executions. There's basically no spread. You get the exact price that you wanted. There's no slippage. You get in and out exactly. Well, not that there can't be slippage. There can be, but for these small, tiny contracts, you're in and out exactly where you want and need to be. And you're looking at the exact same data that every other trader is looking at, no matter what broker they are, because it's a regulated feed from the CME. So you're not looking at Pepperstone or 8cap or Purple Markets or Think Markets or IC Markets and their feed and their spreads like can get widen out, et cetera, right? You're looking at the actual true live global price action. It cannot be manipulated by the broker or by the prop firm. So that has been awesome. Now, Apex drawdown limits sucked, and I tried my best, and did not really lose many trades. Honestly, did not lose many trades. It was the freaking pullbacks. You would get into a move, and it would go up 0.5%, and then it would pull back and hit your full stop, and you only lost 0.5% on the trade, but you lost a full percentage on the drawdown available, and it's just bad. It just punishes you for not getting out of positions quickly. So until I can figure out a good strategy to just quick scalp your way, and that's miserable. Like, I don't like trading like that long term. So it's just not very fun. It's very freaking stressful to manage the trailing drawdown. The constant trailing drawdown on the Apex account is extremely stressful. Versus Top Step, you can just trade, and your drawdown is based on your end of day balance. It still moves up, it still trails you, but you can trade all day long however you want, and you can your drawdown during the day or during any one trade is not affected until it's the end of day balance is how it trails. So, and then once it gets to the initial account balance, it stops trailing. So whereas Apex would trail you up all the way through the evaluation, you have to get to 6% profit. It would trail even when you're in profit. It would trail up into the profit. Top Step stops at the account balance. So once you've gotten to 3%, if you get to 4%, now you have 4% drawdown and so on, right? It stops at 100K. So it's a little bit more expensive, not a whole lot, not crazy amount. But the one drawdown with Top Step, there's no perfect firm, but in my mind, the one drawdown is you can't make more than 50% of your profit target in any one day. So if my profit target is 6%, I can't make $3,000 in one day. I have to, the most I could, or it will readjust the profit target so that my largest one day is lower than 50%. So, you can't really catch those big runners during the combine. It limits you basically to having multiple days of consistency. The other thing is when you go to your payouts, you have to have 5 winning days of $200 or more. before you can get a payout. So again, just a consistency rule where they're going to want to see multiple payouts before they're going to issue that to you. So they limit your amount of withdrawals when you're funded. So if you get funded, you can only withdraw 50% of the available profits that you have until you've withdrawn $10,000 total, and then you can take out as much as you want after that. So, there's some drawdowns, pros and cons. The Forex side, it's more expensive. It costs more to do Forex. Initially, the outlay, the actual amount you're spending to buy a challenge is a lot more expensive for the same size account that you can get on futures. But on Forex, you get the large drawdown, and it's static. It doesn't move. It doesn't trail you. And there's really no limits on they don't limit you on the drawdowns or on the profits, payouts, and stuff like that. You get paid out what you get paid out. So all that to say, all that to say, there's good and bad. If money is tight, then doing a futures challenge might be a better option. You can still trade euro, you can still trade pound, you can still trade all the same currencies. It's just not pairs. You're not trading euro dollar, you're trading the euro, but it still follows the same. If you pull up this chart and you pull up a euro dollar chart, they're basically the exact same. So, and you're still just trading price action. So a lot of good and bad. All right, 5-minute fair value gap here on gold. We'll see if we get a body closure below there. Oil actually respected this bearish fair value gap there. So it is coming back down here off of this big move up. We'll see how it reacts off of. There's no real hourly order blocks here. Coming into this breaker, last up close candle before we run liquidity here. You can see we didn't reach up into that fair value gap. And this 4-hour candle looks like it's trying to close in the next 30 minutes pretty aggressively bearish, rejecting off of that. So downtrend may be resuming here, which is fine. All right, ES closed bearish here on this 5-minute candle. We're getting back up into the inverted fair value gap here. If it gets up in here, you could put a stop under. If it trades back up into this area aggressively, you could put a sell stop under there so that if it wants to hold that, if the inversion wants to hold that down, you'd be selling with momentum. NQ did not trade below that first 5-minute fair value gap there. Yeah, I've given up Apex. I'm not gonna do Apex. The live position trailing drawdown is bad. Don't recommend it. Brad, what ancient language are you speaking? My head is spinning just by hearing these terms. I don't know. I'm not sure what language you're speaking of that is confusing, but. All right, NQ, get a pop down there. All right, I've got to get going, guys. I've got some stuff I've got to get to. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm probably done for the day. Got my quick scalp in on gold, 1 for 1 on the win. And that was good enough for me. So count is at just 0.1% profit here. So just taking my time on this, doing small little scalps. So see if we can build it up a little bit. But I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do another quick stream tomorrow morning, same time, same place. So you guys have a great day and be safe, happy hunting, and we'll catch y'all later. Adios, guys.